How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another rebuilding video. But before we get into what this rebuild is about, let's randomly pick a team. We're going to see just a random team that we start off with. So 3, 2, 1, it is going to be the Milwaukee Bucks. I love those jerseys. So let's get into it. So what we're going to be doing in this video is what I like to call a second round / undrafted rebuild. So I'll show you what I mean in a second as we load the draft class. So everybody on this team that was drafted in the first round, I'm going to have to get rid of. And we're going to have to build this team with nothing but second round picks or undrafted players. So right now, as I'm looking through this, the only guy so far is Chris Middleton that's going to be able to stay on this team. And that kind of sucks. And then again, that could be a good thing because all these guys go. There we go. Damian Inglis can stay. Johnny O'Brien can stay. Steve Novak can stay, but everybody else has to go. And actually, the Bucks are not the best team to start with because they really don't have a superstar player. For example, if I was going to do it with like the Cavs, like I could trade LeBron James for probably the best second round pick in the league, and I would say that's probably Draymond Green. So I could probably do that trade straight up. But now with the Bucks, you really can't do many like really great trades. So since I do have to get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, since I got to get rid of most of these players, I'm not going to show every single trade. I'm probably going to show like the main trades and then show you like the script of the other ones because it's going to take a while. This is going to take a while to get this team full of second rounders. And then it's going to do the same thing with, for example, my draft pick. So this first round, all these first rounders have to go too. And we're going to have to draft second round picks too. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I don't know how this is going to go. I'm trying to think about it. There's not that many really great second round picks in the league. So we probably won't put together like a championship caliber team, especially not season 1. But we'll see how it goes, man. Oh, I forgot Jimmy Butler was like 30th. One more pick, he would have been able to be on our team. So I'm going to have to go pretty much through every roster and trying to recall which guys are drafted in the second round. So it will take a while, but I'm going to get it done. And I'm going to cut back once we get our first trade. Okay, this first trade is a no-brainer. Honestly, I just went trade finder for DeAndre Jordan, and this is what came up. For some reason, if you ever do like MyLeagues, DeAndre Jordan is one of those guys that like the Clippers try to get rid of every single time. Like he ends up on a different team every time, and this time he's going to end up on our team. So DeAndre Jordan, and we get a first rounder that we can use later for Greg Monroe in the second rounder. Why do they make that trade? I don't know. But there it is. So we got our starting center. I was just looking through it. There's actually a lot of great players that were second round picks. I kind of forget about guys like Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder. I tried to get both of these guys. The Celtics weren't really budging, so I'm probably not going to be able to get them, especially not year 1. Maybe year 2, maybe year 3, but not year 1. But like these guys, like there's a bunch of guys in the league that were second round picks. So I got a lot to choose from. For example, Marc Gasol, maybe another guy we get. So again, cut back once the next trade happens. Okay, so here's trade number 2, Tyler Ennis and Miles Plumlee for Matthew Dellavedova and Timothy Mozgov. I've literally been sitting here for about 30 to 40 minutes just trying to get a single trade done. And we still got so many players to go. I kind of just went through everybody. Everybody you could think of that I should have on this team. For example, like Wesley Matthews, Monte Ellis, Jay Crowder, and Isaiah Thomas, as I mentioned earlier. Those teams will not budge. Like, they will not give those players up. So I'm going to have to go to lower tier players like Matthew Dellavedova and Timothy Mozgov, which kind of sucks. So we're going to see what we can do. Right now, we're just struggling to get some players, man. We're just struggling to get quality players. Getting players is not a problem. Quality players is the problem. So I'm going to keep going into it. We'll see what we can get. All right, so I did mention that they weren't budging, but here we go. Jabari Parker, with so many stars of value, is going to have to go for Jay Crowder and this Boston or this Brooklyn pick. That Brooklyn pick turns into like a top 5 pick usually. So there's that trade, man. So we got another first rounder that we can deal later. Here's the rotation so far. Of course, we still got to get rid of these 2 guys, Michael Carter-Williams and the Greek Freaks in the starting rotation. But we're looking good right now. We got some 3-and-D players right here and then a great defensive man down low. As far as like coming to second round picks, usually those guys get a job by playing great defense. Like I'm looking at all the players that were drafted in the second round. Those are guys that guard the ball, you know? So we're probably going to have a pretty solid defensive team, which is always good. I would love to have Tony Allen to kind of round that off. Guys, like I said, Marc Gasol, I couldn't really get him. So we're struggling out here, but you know, it's part of the process. It's part of the challenge. So let's get into another trade. All right, another really solid trade. Michael Carter-Williams Grievous Vasquez, second rounder for Monte. So I'm getting things done. And CJ Miles was also a second round pick. So we got one player to move. Who else? 2, 3, 4. We got like 5 or 6 more players, 7 more players to move. So we're almost there. So let's see. So that's the Greek Freak. Like, this guy is probably worth the most, but his contract is so small we can't really balance out the numbers. So as far as me going like trade finder for him, I'm having a hard time getting somebody that's worth what he's worth, because this guy only 20 years old, 6'11", small forward that can play the point guard position. Like, ridiculous ability. This trade looks solid. Ish Smith was drafted in the second round, and then we get the Lakers pick. Yo, it's crazy. And of course, they offer us more stuff. Jeff Green was in the first round. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. Probably that first trade looked so good. That first trade looked really good. So that's probably what we're going to end up doing at the end of this. And then put all our eggs in that one basket to get Draymond Green in the offseason. That's the plan. So yes, let's go back to trade number 1 and do it. Ouch, that hurts. I know the Bucks fans are yelling at me because that is a huge trade. That is a huge trade. Wow, they want Jay Crowder starting at 4. I'm not going to stop that. So just John Henson, OJ Mayo to move, and this guy, Rashad Vaughn. And then we're done. I would love to get a power forward, actually. So we're going to trade John Henson for a power forward, and that's it. Okay, so this is a trade we're going to do. I know we said we're going out to get a power forward, but I wanted Jordan Clarkson. 77 overall. Probably the biggest steal of the 2014 draft. We're also getting Larry Nance Jr., who we do have to trade because he was late in the first round. But that's a trade we're going to do for now. And then flip Larry Nance Jr. and hopefully we can get another power forward for him. But then that's it. Everybody else on our team was drafted in the second round or went undrafted. So the team is ready. The team is ready to go out there. So many picks. We actually got rid of all of our second round picks that we were actually going to use. But right now, Larry Nance is the last guy to move. If anything, I'll move him for like a second rounder, then go into free agency and sign a power forward. Randy Ford was in the first round. Like, I want to accumulate more picks, you know what I mean? So, Norman Powell is a really solid trade. That's probably the one we're going to do, except I see this. And, we still had Jared Bayless to move. So this is a perfect trade for us. And we're going to move Joffrey Laverne over to power forward, the rear right. Like, this is what I've been having to do. Like, trading for first round players and then flipping everything. And I'd love to just get a draft pick for this guy, but I doubt that's going to happen. Darrell Arthur, anybody going to give up a draft pick for Darrell Arthur? I doubt it. And I was wrong. There we go. Another draft pick for the team, and we are done. Finally, we are done. Last thing I got to do, but I'm going to do that off camera, is to trade Joffrey, not to trade him, but to make him a power forward, and then the team is set. The team is set and ready to go. I have no idea how good the team is going to be, but we're going to have some fun, man. I just feel like we're going to be at the middle of the pack, because the team looks solid. I mean, of course, I don't think we're going to compete with the powerhouses in the league, but I do think that we have a solid enough team to go out there and compete at least a little bit. So that's the plan right now. Show you the rotation after we change Joffrey Laverne's position. And we're good. 6-man, Monte Ellis. Ouch, that's going to hurt some teams. So let's go into it, simulate some games. I'm going to make it a 10-man rotation so Timothy Mozgov can get some minutes. And we're going to go to the All-Star break, and I'll see what the record is. So it seems like I was right, man. We're 28-26, fourth in the Eastern Conference. So like I said, middle of the package. Take a look at the standings here. We are 12 games behind the first seed. Probably not going to get up to that point. But we're actually doing pretty good with our point differential being negative. So that's a good thing and a bad thing. It does look like we may be able to make the playoffs. But once we're in the playoffs, we're probably just going to get tore up. So we got 3 teams tied right now for fourth, actually. Us, the Raptors, and the Bulls. Let's take a look at who's doing it for us. Monte Ellis, I think he's still coming off the bench, too, which is he still coming off? He is still coming off the bench. So maybe 6-man of the year, Monte Ellis. That would be dope. Joffrey Laverne, good pickup for us. Of course, Chris Middleton's always going to be here. DeAndre Jordan averaging a double-double, 2.5 blocks. Crazy numbers for him. Jay Crowder, of course, pretty much an all-around player. And we're looking good. 2 injuries right now, but no big deal. We still got some pretty solid point guards on the roster. What's going on around the league? Klay Thompson leading the league in scoring, 32 points per game. That's all I need to see about that. So what else? Power rankings? I don't think that matters too much, but where are we? We are 21st according to NBA.com. So again, we're probably not going to make any trades since we're playing so well. And I actually forgot to say this in the beginning of the video. But for you guys that are wondering where the St. Louis Spirits MyLeague is, don't worry. Working on that. And I'm actually working on a bigger project that I'm going to be announcing within the next couple days. Some of you guys, if you're following me on Twitter, already know what this is about. But if you don't follow me, you have no clue. If you want a sneak peek of what's going on, go hit up my Twitter page. Go read my feed. But let's take a look at the award races. Actually, I'm really excited about both things. The new Spirits episode and the new project. Most valuable player looks like man, Russell's averaging a triple-double. That is ridiculous, man. It's crazy. And Kevin Durant right behind him, really close to it. I was expecting to see Klay Thompson up here since he's leading the league in scoring, but I guess that doesn't matter. Sixth man of the year, you're not even seeing Monte Ellis. Okay. Nikola Pekovic is up there. Nerlens Noel, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. All right, so we're just going to keep simming. Defense Player of the Year, DeAndre Jordan may win that, but that's it. All-Star participants, probably not going to have anybody from our team. Dunk contest, no. Three-point shootout, no. No big deal. So we're going to go to the end of the season. Hopefully we continue this little streak and we make it to the playoffs, and we'll see who we're going against. In the offseason is where things are going to go down, man. We're making pushes I want to make a push for Draymond Green. I want to make a push for, like, Marc Gasol. I want to buff this team up as much as possible. Isaiah Thomas, too. Like, I want to get those players. So let's see how the rest of the season goes. All right, so the end of the season, Russell Westbrook ends up averaging a triple-double. Crazy numbers, and he wins MVP. I mean, if you're averaging a triple-double, you're probably going to win MVP. Karl-Anthony Towns wins Rookie of the Year, as expected. Joakim Noah usually wins Sixth Man of the Year. Anthony Davis wins Defensive Player. CJ McCollum wins Most Improved. And Coach of the Year goes to Tyrone Lue. Take a look and see if we see anybody from Milwaukee Bucks? From the Milwaukee Bucks. Defensive Player down there, and DeAndre Jordan. But that's it. We didn't have any rookies. Okay. So luckily we made it into the playoffs as the 8th seed. Well, I guess not luckily. I would rather have a lottery pick, but we are in the playoffs. We finished sub 500, but the Eastern Conference is not as stacked as the Western Conference. So a team 40-42 does make it to the playoffs. And we're going against the best team in the league. If you take a look at records, Golden State played terribly. I don't know what that's about, but Golden State was terrible this year. I mean, terrible compared to what they really are doing, 49-33 is a great record, but if you look at the 73-9, that's a big improvement. Anyway, so we are the 8th seed going against the Cleveland Cavs. As you probably expect, they have the same exact team. No big moves. They did pick up Demo and Myers Plumlee from us when we did that trade to pick up Matthew Dellavedova. Our team, Matthew Dellavedova is injured, but he's probably going to play through it. And I'm predicting that we get swept, honestly. I'm predicting we get swept, so let's simulate that current round. And we did get swept, but we did get eliminated in the first round, as expected. Anyway, who's going to win the championship? I'm going to say Cavs versus OKC. And I was right, and the Cavs win the championship. Probably that's not how it's looking in real life. Let's be honest, man. They've been looking terrible. So here we go with the retired players. Some great names here. Big ticket. Kobe. Tim Duncan, Steve Nash, Ray Allen, Vince Carter. All those guys are definitely Hall of Famers. So here we go. This is the moment of truth. I'm not going to go into the draft lottery, actually. I'm going to go right to the NBA draft. Skip that draft lottery. We will see what pick we get. And, of course, like I said, we're doing the all second team or second round. So the picks we do get will be flipped. We got the number 1, the number 2, number 15th, and the number 28th pick. Like, in my mind, number 1 and number 2 should be enough to get Draymond Green. At least it better be. It better be. I mean, you're trying to tell me the Warriors don't want that number 1 pick to pick up like a Ben Simmons. So we're going to go right into it, man. Go to Draymond Green. He's injured. We can't even trade for him. God. My luck, right? That is just my luck. I am so disappointed. I am so disappointed that we can't even trade for him. That's a bummer. Okay, so we're going to have to look for somebody else. Isaiah Thomas? I guess that's the move, man. Isaiah Thomas, welcome to the team, hopefully. I don't want to give up the first rounder, though. The first overall pick. Actually, let's trade Finder. A trade Finder usually gives me some pretty good things. But the fact that we can't even... Wow, that's... And then they don't want... Okay, I'm going to have to formulate something, and I'm going to cut back once we get them. Things are not looking good for the team, though. Okay, so right now I'm off from the first overall pick. That just seems way too much, actually. Let's take away the first overall. Give him the second overall. I still feel like I gave up too much for him, but there we go. We have Isaiah Thomas on the team. Last pick in the draft back in 2011. crazy, crazy story, but he's on the team now. So who else can we get that was just the fact that we can't get him is kind of upsetting. It's not kind of upsetting. It's very upsetting that we can't get him. I don't even know if there's any other second round pick worth getting. Like, this is all bad. This is all bad. I'm going to see what I can do, though. Definitely going to try something. All right, so a trade that we are going to do, we're going to trade CJ Miles and the 28th overall pick for Wesley Matthews in a second rounder. I thought about it for a long time because Wesley Matthews taking up like $17 million worth of cap space. But I think it's going to be worth it. We still got like 42 million? And we just got a couple players to resign. And I thought about it for a long time, right? I thought about it for a really long time. I'm actually going to use this first overall pick, right? Draft somebody like Ben Simmons. And then trade Ben Simmons in the beginning of next season for Draymond Green. Like, not straight up, because of course Draymond Green's going to be worth more than that. But I just feel like that's the only way we can get Draymond Green on the team. Because Ben Simmons, like, his potential is so high that maybe the Warriors are like, we want this young player. So there we go, Ben Simmons. Welcome to the team. I'm also going to go into like free agency and try to sign a guy that was drafted in the first round to kind of be around that. We forgot to trade Rashad Vaughn. I don't know if I said that earlier, but Rashad Vaughn's still on the team, which is not a big deal, I guess. But we're going to trade him in that 15th overall pick, hopefully for somebody. Like, this is what I mean. So I can trade them for Avery Bradley, and then later in the beginning of next season, I can trade Avery Bradley, Ben Simmons, and a couple first-round picks for Draymond Green. Something like that, really simple, but it could work out great for us. Or I can just trade these guys for a future first-rounder. We're going to actually do this one, because I know that the Lakers will be trash next season, because that's how it goes. For some reason in 2K, the Lakers have a hard time attracting, like, free agents. So we're going to make that trade. Okay. I know I'm all over the place, but this is tough. This is definitely tough. Like, I want Draymond Green on this team. He is, like, the perfect player to fill in that power forward position. Because right now, 1 through the rest of the starting 5 is pretty good. Isaiah Thomas. Who else we got? Chris Middleton, Jay Crowder. Power forward needs to be there. And then the man in the middle is DeAndre Jordan. Like, we need that. So we got to get it done. Look at that. Ben Simmons overall is way high. Potential's way high. There we go. It's like the first time I've ever drafted in any of my rebuilds. Usually I don't draft anybody. But here we go. We do want to keep Joffrey Laverne. Guys like Damian Inglis, Brandon Dawson. These guys could walk just so we can save a little bit of cap space, even though it's not a lot. I actually like Damian Inglis, but the other guys can walk. What if I like sign LeBron and then traded LeBron for Draymond? You know what I mean? Like that alone should be enough. Oh, that sucks. I wanted to bring Jordan Clarkson back as the backup to Isaiah Thomas, but I guess it's not going to happen now. That's not going to happen. So that was a bad trade for us, I guess. So free agency usually takes a while for me. So of course we're going to cut most of this out, and I don't have the money to do what I thought to sign LeBron, but I can sign Hassan Whiteside. Oh yeah, we're gonna make some moves. All right, so player progression, pretty much everybody stayed the same. Joffrey Vern got a little bit better. We did retain Jordan Clarkson, Matthew Dellavedova. We also went out to get Zaza Pachulia, who got a little worse. No big deal, though. Bring him back to the Bucks, why not? All right, so the moment of truth is coming, man. We are about to try to make this trade for Draymond Green. I'm willing to give up close to anything, honestly. But Ben Simmons is number one on the list. We got to get rid of Ben Simmons. Just because first overall pick doesn't really fit the mold of this challenge, so he's got to go. All right, so I had to cut some of that out just because if you guys didn't know, I did just adopt a dog, and he was whining, so I kind of cut that out because he's really loud in the background. But here we go, moment of truth. We're about to try to make this trade, right? Of course, that's going to put us under the cap, so we got to throw in another player. I'm saying we throw in a guy like Dwight Powell. Is that still? So we need to keep... All right, this is going to be a long, long process. So give us Ian Clark, right? No. Throwing these picks. We're just going to throw them at him. Throw them at him. Oh, we just did it. Yo, I feel like that was way too easy. But Draymond Green, welcome to the team, dog. This is crazy. Our team is looking great, but we still got a bunch of picks. So I'm going to go through the rosters again and try to find another guy. Why not? I mean, why not try to use these picks now? Just because, like I said, this may be our last year. Marc Gasol, maybe a target. Paul Millsap. Yo. Let me call up the Hawks GM. What they talking? They're not talking. Okay, so we're going to cut, but we didn't do any more trades. I can't really find any other team to really budge on big name second rounders because there's not many left. We have pretty much all of them. Paul Millsap, Marc Gasol, tried it. Neither GM's going. Makes sense. Those are two great players. I wouldn't trade them either. But this is what we're rolling with going into season 2. We're going to go, of course, to the All-Star break. And maybe those teams will be able to be willing to budge, throughout the season. People go from contender to rebuilding real quick. So again, simulating, and hopefully we get a pretty high seeding. So at the All-Star break, we're sitting at 39-14. The team is playing very, very good. Second in the Eastern Conference behind the Toronto Raptors, who've been just playing great themselves. But we doing our thing, man. We're doing our thing. Take a look at these stats here. Isaiah Thomas leading the team in scoring. I probably could have predicted that. Off the bench, Chandler Parsons. Good trade for us, I guess. He's averaging 15. So take a look at the rest of the stats. Pretty well-rounded team. Draymond Green's averaging a double-double, basically, and 6 assists to throw on top of that. So the team's looking good, man. The team's looking really good. And, of course, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Even though, we have a draft pick worth some stars. One of these draft picks are worth something. I thought, at least. I guess not. So never mind. I thought we had a draft pick that was worth something, but I guess not. Yeah, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So I'm not looking to bring anybody else to the team. So we're just going to continue the simulation, go into the playoffs, and hopefully in year 2, we can win this championship. Steph Curry wins MVP at the end of season number 2. Ben Simmons wins Rookie of the Year. He played really, really well in place of Draymond. Brandon Knight wins Sixth Man of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Anthony Davis. Archie Goodwin wins Most Improved. Okay. And Steve Kerr wins Coach of the Year. Now, are we going to have anybody from our team on this? I doubt a defensive team, maybe. Not even defense. Okay, we got 2 all defensive second team players, Draymond Green and DeAndre Jordan. But we did end up with the first seed in the playoffs, man. That second half of the season, we kind of just turned up a bit. Took that lead 61-21. I think we have 1 injury. Oh, 2 injuries. Chandler Parsons injured and Joffrey Laverne. But I think both of them are going to play through it, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, I can make Chandler Parsons play through it. Great. So that's what we're rolling with. Going against the Brooklyn Nets made the playoffs, yo. That team is destined to lose 4 or 5 years in the future. But they picked up Derrick Rose somehow. They made a trade for Derrick Rose. They made the playoffs, so Derrick Rose had to do his thing, averaging 16 and 8.5. But I think we're going to get out of this first round pretty much scratch-free, and we do, sweeping them, and we're going against the Bulls. My favorite team, and the team that just traded Derrick Rose. So they traded them because they had Rondo. So that kind of makes sense in a way. Who did they trade for, though? I don't see anybody in this team that's new. So maybe they just was like, Derrick Rose, $20 million is a lot to pay you for 1 season. Get you out of here. But I do think our team's a lot better than them, too. So simulate this round, and we sweep them, and we're going against the almighty Cleveland Cavs. LeBron left. Okay. LeBron's no longer there, so that makes me feel good to know that LeBron is not on that team. Where did LeBron go? I feel like I gotta play this game every time we do a MyLeague, and LeBron went to LA. And I said earlier that LA has a hard time attracting free agents in 2K. Guess not. They got one of the greatest players of all time. But here we go. Without LeBron, I don't know if they're... Oh, that went to 7. I just got choked up. That went to 7. So we are going against the Golden State Warriors in the championship game, man, last season. So we got to go all in. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Hassan Whiteside, Ben Simmons. Yo, that's a crazy, crazy roster. I wonder if Ben Simmons is playing power forward for them, because they still got Iggy. They still got Harrison Barnes. So that small forward position looks kind of locked. We're going to have to see. Game 1 is a loss. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. Game 2 is a win. Game 3, I almost simcast no. Game 3 we lose. Game 4 we come back. Yo, we're going back and forth. We cannot lose this last game. Game 6, this could be it for our season. For the video, slow it down. We're winning. Yes, we're winning. We're going to force Game 7. You guys know I don't jump in. It's close, down to the wire. Tight game. It's going back and forth. Yo, we're down by 5 with a minute and a half to go. And we lose in a championship. Dang it. The second round undrafted challenge is a tough one. We made it to the championship, but we lost to Klay Thompson, winning the MVP, averaging 34.7 in the playoffs. Or not even the playoffs, but in the finals. Dirk, Paul Pierce retired. All right, so that challenge is definitely a difficult one. And it's over. You guys should try to do this. Let me know how far you get. Anyway, it's the King of the Fourth. Thanks so much for watching. I'm out.